11 weeks ago, the East Bay Indians and Seminole Warhawks began the season with clean slates. Tonight, the slate is once again clean as the two square off in the first round of the postseason. It's win in advance, East Bay and Seminole, next on the Game of the Week. It's the middle of November, and that means postseason play in high school football. Tonight, the Florida football finals begin with a Class 4A Hillsborough and Pinellas County showdown as the East Bay Indians travel to Warhawk country to take on Seminole. Hello, everybody. My name is Eric Keaton, and welcome to Time Warner's continuing coverage of the 2000 high school football season right here on Time Warner Channel 7 tonight. It's the playoffs, East Bay taking on Seminole. My broadcast partner tonight is away from the sidelines and in the broadcast booth, Brian Syracuse. And tonight, two distinct running styles for these teams. East Bay loves to run the wishbone and the wing T. For Seminole, we could be over with very quickly, Brian.
We sure could, Eric. And the thing with both of these teams is on the year combined, they threw the football 85 times total. So, I mean, both of these teams, they love to commit to the run. It doesn't matter what down it is and what the distance.
Brian Thornton brings in his East Bay Indians tonight with a record of 7-3. They are the wild card out of 4A District 9. And when you talk about them running the football, 21 turnovers this season.
Well, that has to be a big concern. They rarely ever break the bone, and that is the wishbone. What they do is they run a triple option out of it. They had a sophomore quarterback in J.B. Garris running it most of the year, and that was a big concern.
One of the backs that Thornton will be asking for a big game from is just a sophomore, Keith Smith. He had no turnovers this season. He didn't lose the football.
That's one of the big things. In 58 carries, 0 turnovers. That's what Coach liked about him. Another thing he likes about him, he's probably the best blocker on the field for the Indians, and that's something you need when you run an option like this.
On the defensive side of the football, the Indians possess a veteran linebacking core, and they are led by Michael Thompson. He's headed to the Hillsborough All-Star game.
And he is because he stepped up and did what Coach asked. They told him, we're going to need you to move from the outside, his natural position, inside the middle linebacker position. The guy makes tackles. Coach says, I don't know how he does it. He shows up where the football is.
Sam Roper brings in his Seminole Warhawks tonight, the district winners in 4A7, unbeaten at 10-0. And Brian, to make the state championships, they have to run the table.
They sure do. And when you say run, that's what they have to do. This team loves to run the football. Another great thing about this Seminole Warhawks team, they don't feel pressure. Coach says he tries to get them to get all psyched up before the game, but they're just sitting there joking around laughing, but it works.
Brian, it's been a very long season for the Seminole Warhawks and two superstars to talk about. We've talked about them all season long. The first is game time, Donyell Williams.
There is nobody more exciting in Pinellas County than this guy when he touches the football. No matter it's offense, defense, the ball's around him. He's going to get that football, Eric, and he's going to score points. 96 points on the season.
The quarterback for the Warhawks is DeQuell Jackson, but he makes his living as a linebacker.
He is an animal. When I talk about a guy that gets to the football, 13 tackles per game, and when he gets there, he makes the other team pay. There's going to be some huge collisions with the fullback in DeQuell Jackson today.
In the playoffs, the rules of engagement are simple. Winners advance, losers stay home. Playoffs and the kickoff are coming up next. Welcome back to Seminole High School. Eric Keaton and Brian Syracuse. So let's go down to the 50-yard line where referee Jeff Pears has each team's captains and the customary coin toss.
Okay, fellas, green is going to be the home team on the scoreboard. White, you will be the visiting team. You guys are the captains tonight. Be leaders. You guys are captains for a reason. If I need a captain for a penalty, I want one of you to come up to me. Be patient. I will explain all the options to you. I will give you the opportunity to look at your coach. Make sure you listen to what all of the options are, but by the time you give me the answer, I've got to go with it. Okay, so if you have a question about what your options are on a penalty, ask me. I'll be glad to explain. I'll give you a chance to look at your coach. Very important. Tonight we're going to let you guys play football if that's what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
If that gets to be a problem where white and green are now no longer talking to each other, but you guys are talking to the other team, That's when we then ask for a captain to step up and be a leader, okay? Help us out with that. That's why you guys are captains, be leaders. Now, you're going to call the coin toss? Okay, I've got basically $1. The T is for tails and the H is for head. I'm going to let it hit the ground. If it doesn't land flat, we'll do it again, but call it good and loud while it's in the air. Okay, you ready? Okay, call tails. That's a head. You won the toss. You want to defer. Your choice the first half. You want to receive. Which goal do you want to defend? You want to defend that, so put your back over there. Over here with me, White.
The Seminole wins the toss, and they defer to the second half, Brian. That means East Bay will receive here in the first round of the Class 4A Region 3 Florida Finals here in football, the state of Florida. The Seminole Warhawks underneath its own goal, getting ready to come out onto the field. East Bay doing the same. The Seminole Warhawks, as we mentioned, undefeated at 10-0, ranked number 5 in Class 4A. The coaches, Sam Roper on the right in his 16th season with a record of 66-95, 18-3 the past 2 seasons. And Brian Thornton on the left, 7 seasons at a record of 40-32. And really, Brian, you talk about Brian Thornton. He took over a program that was just down in the doldrums for a number of years.
Well, it had nowhere to go but up. They've had one playoff appearance. We saw that earlier, and that was way back in 1973. He started off 0-10. The year before he even got there, they were 0-10. He's done well selling this program, Eric, and having the kids believe they can make it to this point.
The Seminole Warhawk fans here in mass, the East Bay Indians just casually walked out to the 35-yard line. Now they start to get fired up for the game. I look over across. It doesn't look like they travel too well, Brian, and I do not see any cheerleaders. And here come the Seminole Warhawks.
They might be having a late arriving crowd, Eric, because, as you said, not many to be seen.
A sea of green here in Seminole country. The award-winning band playing for them as the Warhawks enter the field. A big task tonight for them to stay unbeaten. Your officiating crew tonight hails from Sarasota County. The referee, Jeff Pears, the umpire, David Sobotka, Phil Hunt, Chris Kawak, Bob Williams, and Greg Hagapian is the clock operator. They are from the Gulf Coast Officials Association. Should be an interesting matchup. The Warhawks coming in, as you mentioned earlier, Brian, for both teams. They don't throw the football that much, and we could be out of here in about an hour and a half.
We should be making our dinner plans about now, but it was interesting just to see DeQuell Jackson leading the guys through the tunnel there, coming out and leading the charge. A quiet leader. That's what this team has. It has several quiet leaders. They all have fun together, but for the most part, they let their game on the field do the talking, and, you know, it's one after another that comes up with big plays for this Warhawk team.
Number 15, Morgan Riley, just a freshman, will kick off from the 40-yard line for Seminole. Back deep to receive a trio of East Bay Indians. You can spot Torrey Jones as well as J.B. Garris and also Keith Smith standing near the 10-yard line. We get a shot at Morgan Riley, just called up from JV just a few games ago, Brian. Came on in that Largo District finale, and we are underway. First round, and he nails it deep. Will it make the corner? It does. East Bay will start from its own 20-yard line.
Perfect job with a young kid getting it right in the corner. With this wind, it's hard to really judge it, but he boomed that football.
And the wind has really started to pick up a little bit here, and the temperature's starting to drop. Not that much. You don't see many of the players out there with long sleeve shirts. The starting offense tonight, Bruce Yeomans is the quarterback. The Wishbone, Smith, Dobie, McDaniels. The receivers, Garris and Thompson up front. Line has 10 games worth of experience. They came in with some inexperience. Clint, Elliott, Parks, Vandelstein, and Stillwell.
Well, Eric, you mentioned the wind. It's not going to affect either of these teams that much because they both keep the ball on the ground, and the wind really is not going to affect it too much.
We try to keep an eye on that wishbone as our crew hasn't seen it, and we haven't seen it all season either. This is going to be a quarterback keeper, and automatically taking down the ball carrier is Ed Leverins for Seminole. That'll be a loss in the play of 3 yards.
Looked like opening play. The fullback might have gone the wrong way, Eric, and that blew up the play from the start. But penetration from this defense up front. Bobby Fox, Denablo, Kay, and Gully. Behind him, you have Leverance Jackson Fabrizio, 87 tackles on the year, second leading tackler. And then the secondary, you got Wanagatunga, Elliott, Layfield, and Williams. That backfield has 10 interceptions on the year. Not going to be a factor tonight, Eric, because they're not going to be putting the football in the air.
We had a flag come out. And they're going to move East Bay back 5 yards. They came up to the line of scrimmage and looked like, Ryan, when you were reading the defense, and then as they came up, they were there for about 2 seconds, went back in the huddle. And they called a procedure call on them. And so now they move back even further, so it'll be 2nd down and 18, and we mentioned this team does not run. I saw them play against Wharton a few weeks ago, and on 3rd and 14, they were running the football. Up front to the fullback and going nowhere. DeQuell Jackson and Fabrizio in there on Chazio McDaniels, the 5'6", 196 junior. He lost yardage too.
When you talk about Jackson and Fabrizio as linebackers, they make a lot of tackles in the backfield. 12 coming in for Jackson, 9 for Fabrizio. So early penetration from those linebackers is not something where it's not uncommon to see here on Time Warner Channel 7.
Last week, Jordan Thompson, the tight end, caught 3 passes for around 100 yards. That was his only 3 passes he caught all season. Now in a deep hole on about 3rd and 19. Yeomans will hand it off. A decent gain that time for East Bay, but not enough. Reggie Doby picked up about 6 yards, but it'll be a 4th down and 13.
You see, long distance. I said it in the open. It doesn't matter down and distance with these teams. They're going to be fighting for field position the whole game long, and I don't think you're going to see a lot of passes, period.
Thompson is the punter, average 33 yards. Donnie Williams coming in for the block, but missing in the Seminole. Williams will take it around his 50-yard line, sidesteps a tackler, now he's moving backwards. And he's just going to take it out of bounds, a 4-yard loss. The punt travels 32 yards, -4 on the return, so give him a net of 36.
And how did Marvin Elliott miss that? You're going to see here the pressure coming up front. Didn't catch the ball out in front of him, waited till he got to his body, and Marvin Elliott did everything but lay out for that football. Didn't want to rough the punter, and that's why probably didn't sell out 100% for the football.
DeQuell Jackson, the quarterback. Wing tee for the Seminole Warhawks. They have a 1st and 10. Goalie will go in motion from their own 46-yard line. Here's the handoff going to Hunter. Hunter, the fullback, spinning, picking up positive yards. The pile moves forward, and they'll give him a 1st down.
The pile always moves forward. Eric Hunter is carrying the football. Been injured a little bit this year, but he is a key to this offense.
The Warhawk offense led by the quarterback, DeQuell Jackson, goalie Hunter, who just had that last carry. Justin Lumpkin, Abrahamson, and Galmish is the tight end up front. Manning, Farmer, Bordeaux, Souls, and Lauren Zenny. 1st down for Seminole inside East Bay territory at the 42. Again, it's Hunter. Right side. Picking up positive yardage. He picked up about 8. Bring up 2nd down and 2.
Well, Eric Hunter is hitting the belly of this defense early, getting the yardage. That opens up everything outside. But up front, averaging 215 across, Johnson, Mondello, Newton, and Lynn. Strong linebacking core with Shorter, Costello, Thompson leading the team with 83 tackles, and Doby. And the backs are Owens, Jones, and Mo Harris, 2nd on the team with 72 tackles.
Again, the workhorse is Hunter. Hunter spinning out a tackle, spun out of a tackle from Thompson. He's wrapped up down the 25-yard line. He has another 1st down. Moving the chains, that's 4 carries in a row for Hunter.
Well, Hunter came in with 67 carries for 458 yards and 6 touchdowns, but they've been lately. They've really gotten him into the offense, and you just look at the yards after the first hit. He keeps spinning, keeps his legs going. Eric Hunter is a quality back.
Had 3 touchdowns a couple weeks ago against Largo. Hunter again. This time he's wrapped up. Thompson's there to hit him along with Zach Costello. Minimal gain that time of only a couple for Hunter.
Well, simple as this for Seminole. We're going to keep running that until they prove, the Indians prove, they can stop that. And they did on this play. As they get to them early, they get 2, and then just keep coming with more people. And one of the trademarks of this Indian defense is bend, but do not break. And we'll see early if they break.
2nd down and 8. Jackson under center. We'll give this one to Gully. Gully with the guards in front of him. Gully had a seam. Gets across the 20 down to the 15. He's close to a first down. Needed to get to about the 15. Let's see if they give it to him.
Harris on the tackle for East Bay.
And they are calling for third down.
Well, you said it, Eric, when you said the guards were out there. Gully had himself a couple of escorts. Leading him was Farmer. Farmer got the block on the edge that really sprung him for the extra yardage. All these Seminole backs really read their blocks well. They let the play develop, and that's why they come with big yardage.
Third down and very short. See if DeQuell Jackson just keeps it here. And he will go straight up the middle and picks up a few extra yardage. Inside the 10, Seminole will have a first and goal.
Well, nice call, Eric, and especially because they did not have a nose tackle over the football. You're going to see right here, Jackson's just going to take it straight up the middle. There's no need to get the ball deep in the backfield. Just let DeQuell Jackson go ahead, go with the keeper. Doesn't carry the football too much. 46 to 182 yards. You can see right there on your screen. 6 touchdowns. He makes them count when he does do it.
Seminole's first drive. They'll give it to Hunter. Hunter this time wrapped up. Nice tackle that time by Josh Johnson. Coming from his defensive end position. Hunter got a minimal gain. It'll be second down and goal.
Johnson from the defensive end has 58 tackles on the year and is their third leading tackler. He's very active, the coach says. He likes to get upfield and make things happen in the backfield.
Only 4 seniors on that defense. 5 juniors and 2 sophomores for East Bay. DeQuell Jackson, second down and goal. Gives this one this time. Flag coming out on the play. Justin Lumpkin is taken down by C.J. Owens, but a flag on the play and a minimal gain.
Interesting to see if this is holding. First half against Largo when they were on our game of the week, Eric. That's what got them in trouble, and that's why they went to half down 3-0. It was simply the fact that they kept getting near the goal line, kept getting holding penalties, pushing them back, and they're not a long yardage situation team.
And this is going to move them back.
Holding on the offense. Repeat second down.
It's a 10-yard penalty. Moves them from the 8 back to the 18. It'll be second down and goal from the 18. Heading out to the wide receiver position is Bobby Norville to the top of the screen. Jackson has Fabrizio, sends Gully in motion. Jackson's going to throw it. Rolling out, has Fabrizio in front of him. Now he's going to be taken down. The sack coming up by Josh Johnson. Big defensive play for the East Bay Indians.
And that's their 21st sack on the season. And that was simply, Bell Jackson had nothing downfield, and it looked like he might have tucked it away pretty early. He was running out here. Might have been a quick... All right, I'll take a look downfield, nothing there. Maybe I have my blocker in front of me for Brizzi. I'm going to put it away and go for it. Didn't really let the play develop on that situation. Maybe he was always intending on running the football when he got to the corner.
Johnson's just a sophomore. Looks like he's going to be a good one. Loss of 2 on the play. It's 3rd and 20. Here's Daniel Williams, game time's first touch, and he is wrapped up after a 5-yard gain at around the 15. It'll bring up 4th and goal from about the 14-yard line.
That's a good situation. Get Danielle Williams involved, get him his first touch, and they like to give him on the second option Marvin Elliott with a little handoff inside, and really closed up well by the Indians. They knew they had to get to the goal line.
31-yard field goal by Riley. It is up high and good. The Seminole Warhawks get on the board. The freshman Morgan Riley kicks it high, and it is true. The Seminole Warhawks would have loved to have had 6, but they'll take the 3, and they lead this first-round contest over East Bay 3-0. 51-yard field goal by Morgan Riley gives the home team, the Warhawks, the lead. 4:56 remaining in the first quarter. Each team has had a possession. East Bay 3 and out. A drive stalled inside the 10-yard line, moved back because of a 10-yard holding penalty. Bouncing high kick retrieved near the goal line by East Bay. Straight up the middle and a big hit going down is Torrey Jones. A huge hit by Fabrizio. Man, I tell you, just a sophomore, but man, he plays so much bigger than his frame.
Well, for Pinellas County coaches to know that Fabrizio and Jackson are coming back next year, this linebacking core is unbelievable. They go out here and up Fabrizio, making a big play on special teams, and just out of nowhere, not even seen. And that's
the best special teams hit we've seen all season, has to be.
That's just a collision that you don't see too often in high school football.
29-yard line is where East Bay will start. And there's definitely some movement there, and East Bay will back up 5.
Well, half the team started there, Eric.
On the offense, still first down.
There you see the quarterback, Bruce Yeomans. Brian, he's a former winner in the state's 200 meters. Track and field, he's got some wheels.
He does have wheels, but he has a broken one right now. And they're not broken, but it is damaged, and that's what's kept him down all season long. He has not been the quarterback that he should have been just because his speed is not there.
Yeomans keeps that one and going nowhere that time. Down at the bottom of that pile is Stephen Kay, and hitting him up high was Ed Leverance.
Just looking from Yeoman's reaction and the back's reactions, he went the wrong way. You're going to look here. He's offering the football. Everybody's going the other way, and that did not look designed because I see a reaction in the football, or the fullback's mind that he was upset at which way Yeomans went on that.
Stephen Kay, 6 foot 245 junior, 48 tackles on the year, 3-4 loss, Gibbon 4-4 loss. Loss of about 2 on that play. It'll be second down and 17. East Bay trying to get on the scoreboard. Yeomans has it far side. Fabrizio giving chase, so is DeQuell Jackson. Yeomans has the turn, has the speed. Yeomans is gone. Touchdown Indians. Just got a gold medal for that. It wasn't 200 meters, Brian, but it was about 73 yards.
If it was 200 meters, he'd still be running because nobody was going to catch him. I was just talking about how they kept telling us how he's been hurt all year. He doesn't have the same speed he used to. But don't tell that to the Warhawks because he just got to the corner and he was gone. First time all night, Seminole loses contained to the outside, did not force him in. Yeomans made him pay.
The extra point attempt is blocked. And you're not allowed to run it back, but TJ Layfield is going to get winded.
All the coaches on the sidelines yelling for him to stop, but he had that football in his hand. He was going.
And the referee's just waving his arms up in the air, and he's like, well, go ahead and let him run. He wasn't making a big deal about it. But officially a 77-yard run by Bruce Yeomans, the 200-meter state champ. Goes around the left side, and he's gone, and East Bay is on the scoreboard. They lead it by 3. Bruce Yeomans with the helmet off, number 25, goes 77 yards, his 5th touchdown of the season. And the senior, 6th touchdown of the season. We want to give him exact credit.
Talking about Yeomans, I wish I had that speed healthy, Eric. When he hit that corner, he was gone. Showed an extra gear that I guess even the coaches were questioning he might still have this year.
Kickoff is short, and just falling on it is the Warhawks. This ball wanted it around the 30-yard line.
Well, we've seen kicking troubles for the Indians. A concern talking to Coach before. Blocked extra point. Said they really have not worked out their kicking situation. The kickers have a lot of talent. Mentally right now, they haven't gotten it together.
Scoring summary, 3 plays, 77 yards, less than a minute. Of course, you'll take the big play instead of grinding it out. So the Yeomans 5 touchdowns, make it 6 now.
The summary, Eric, is Yeomans is fast and he's dangerous, and I think Seminole knows that now.
Layfield in at quarterback, gives it to Game Time Williams, and Williams gets up in the air. He picks up about 4. Tried an acrobatic move for 5'6". He must have jumped about 5'6" off the ground.
He's usually hiding behind people. This time he tried to go over the top. And Danielle, you got to give him touches. He only averages about 7 from the running back position during the game, and the guy just is exciting whenever he touches the ball. This time might not have been the best decision for him, because a play like that, you can get injured pretty easy.
Michael Thompson on the hit. I think he was surprised to catch feet in the face. 2nd down and 6 for the Warhawks. Layfield gives it to Fabrizio. A little spin move. Fabrizio's still on his feet, and he has a 1st down up and around the 45-yard line.
Joey Fabrizio's talking to Eric Hunter during that break, saying, hey, I can do those little spin moves inside too. And I mean, it was the same type run as Eric Hunter. And that's what's so great about this Seminole team. You have people like Fabrizio here. You can just interchange your starters and your subs nonstop, and it does not drop off any. And they just keep coming at you in waves of running backs. The offensive line stays the same. They stay fresh, but it's the running backs that keep pounding you.
Yeah, Hunter came in on this play for Fabrizio. They each came into the contest with 67 carries. It's a 1st down and 10 for the Warhawks. And they're going to have some movement up front and going to have to move it back.
Flag on the play.
Eric, we're talking about the ability to run the football for the Seminole team.
For the dead ball, full start. On the offense, still 1st down.
And I say they bring waves at you. Nobody averages more than 7 carries per game. And they have 6 people that average over 5. And you look at it right there, and you know, they just keep coming at you. Obviously, Danielle is the game breaker in that group, but the other 4 are just pounding on you all game long.
1st and 15. Hand off on this one goes to Marvin Elliott. Elliott picks up the penalty yards and a couple extra. Bring up 2nd down and about 8.
Well, we talk all about those guys, and then they give the ball to Elliott, who only has 21 carries, but he's averaging 7.0 every time he touches the football. So it's just one more guy reading his blocks well. Eric Hunter did well out there getting a seal block. You see Tyler Manning down the field getting a block. Everybody up front really helps out with their backs. Good solid blocking, and as long as they're not holding, they'll do all right.
2nd down and 8. Loose football's on the ground, and Layfield got it back. He lost it coming out from under center behind Bordeaux, and he was fortunate not to give the football up on their own side.
That's one of the concerns. TJ Layfield gets his turns as
looked like he ran into Farmer, the guard.
Farmer was getting there too quick. Farmer was out there, and he's told to pull, and you know, that's Layfield's job. You do not reach the football out as soon as you get the snap. You keep it tucked away, let the guys clear, then you extend the football. Layfield gets his number of snaps on the season, but not as many as DeQuell, and it's hard to be sharp.
Layfield has thrown the ball 11 times, 5 completions, 128 yards. It's 3rd down and 10. Will he do it here? He's going to pitch it to Daniel Williams. Williams has a couple of blockers, but he has some big-time East Bay Indians running him down, and one of them's Josh Johnson. Johnson having himself a night out there for East Bay, and a flag comes in late. See some Warhawks clapping their hands, and another flag comes in.
This could be a huge call because C.J. Owens was locked up with Bobby Norville. This goes against the Indians. That's 15 yards of 1st down. Right now, they're forcing Seminole to punt. Depends who the refs saw and when they saw the ruckus.
Could it be offsetting on each one? Because they're pointing over at the Warhawks, the officials, and one's pointing over at the East Bay Indians.
This could be one of those famous offsetting penalties. No harm's done to either team.
And that's what it's going to be.
Offsetting personal foul.
It seemed like a second one came in late, as you said, so maybe, because I know the first one was going to be on the Indians, so it looked like maybe Seminole, after the fact, went in
Dead
there.
ball, personal foul, Green, dead ball, personal foul, White, 4th down.
It was after the play.
Didn't they used to walk them both off in
Yeah,
high
it looked
school?
like they were getting ready to walk that one off, and I think they stopped that a couple of seasons ago because it really makes no sense, and I'm sure they thought it was no sense, but hey, it's the rules. DeQuell Jackson goes back to punt. Back to receive for East Bay is Torrey Jones. He stands at the 20. Here's DeQuell Jackson, a very high kick. Jones will be fielding it around the 14. Misses a couple of Warhawks, and he'll return it from the 14 up to the 18, a 4-yard return, and a good punt by DeQuell Jackson. 29 seconds left in the first quarter, and something we didn't mention on that touchdown by Yeomans, the Seminole defense, they don't give up any touchdowns.
No, they really don't, Eric, and that's got to be a little bit of a shock. They gave up a few to Dunedin late in the game after it was all wrapped up for them, but this defense takes a lot of pride in what they do, and one of the things they don't do a lot, as you said, is give up touchdowns.
The 18, here's the handoff, big hit up front. Moving backwards are the Indians. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage if they give him forward progress. Should be the final play of the first quarter.
Well, the Indians really haven't had much success running the football except one play, and that's all that's mattered in this first quarter, Eric. They had the big play on the run around by Yeomans. Besides that, Seminole Warhawks have done the job.
We are at the end of the first quarter. The wild card team out of Hillsborough County, East Bay, has the lead over the Pinellas County Seminole Warhawks at 6-3. We're back for another 12 after this. Warhawk cheerleaders, still peppy, still early, down by 3. Doesn't look like she wants to be on camera. Not a problem. We'll go to the football action on the field. Eric King, Brian Syracuse here in Warhawk country, the first round of the Class 4A Region 3 playoffs here on Time Warner. East Bay has the football, and they have a 2nd down and 10. At last carry by Reggie Doby, he was popped by Danielle Williams, and he just got back to the line of scrimmage. DeQuell Jackson looked like he was showing blitz, and he backs off. The wishbone for East Bay. They lead it by 3. Yeomans looked like he was going to throw it. Now he's rolling out. Better watch out. Here he goes. The 200-meter champ is pulled down from behind by Danielle Williams, but not before he picks up a first down. He's up to the 39. That's a gain of 19.
What's interesting right now, you see to the outside, Seminole's got to stop Yeomans. He's the hot man. Fabrizio there, you saw him go by, going to the pitch man. You've got to get it out of the quarterback's hand, especially when the quarterback is as dangerous as Yeomans is. Danielle Williams, another speedster, making what could have been a saving touchdown.
I believe there was a flag on the far side of the field because East Bay is moving back, and the Warhawk coaches were giving thumbs to move him on back. I didn't see any hankies on the field, but that's what's going to happen.
I saw one late on the tackle, and from here, it's far across the field. I thought maybe Danielle Williams trying to grab anything could have gotten a piece of the face mask the way he got torn back, but looking at the replay, he wasn't even close to getting his face mask.
Well, it was on East Bay, and so they'll move it back. Obviously a hold or clip of some type. Did not see the referee give us the penalty, but it will bring up a 2nd down and a very short 2 yards from the 28-yard line for East Bay. Start of the second quarter. Indians on top by 3. Yeomans tripped, got the football off, and immediately the Indians go down. I think they're going to rule him down. He held on to the football, and that leg might be hurting a little bit more after that play.
That's a scary sight for Indian fans right there. And we'll see if he got stepped on maybe. He did by his lineman. Still held on to the football as he went down, but it was just the lineman starting to get ready to pull, pulling guard. and stepped on him, and he is shaken up.
Loss of 3 on the play for the Indians brings up a 3rd down and 4 from the 25. They need to get just in front of the 30-yard line. Yeoman's looking over at his coach. And they give it to the up man, and very close to a 1st down. Indians say we have it. Officials are going to call timeout, and he's trying to measure it himself, and I believe it is a 1st down.
Gave the football straight up the gut to Chesio McDaniels. And that, in this offense, the triple option, the number 1 option is the fullback, number 2 is the quarterback in amount of carries, according to coach. And he said, when we run it, that's what we're going to get. They don't like it when people force them to pitch the ball to their running backs.
1st down for the East Bay Indians. Wishbone is set. Yeomans gives this one to Toy Jones, and Jones is hit by Donyell Williams, 20 on 20, but a 1st down for East Bay, out to the 41.
There's a little bit of a mix-up. Toy Jones getting the football. Well done by the Indians. They've been going to either the keeper with the quarterback and the straight up man this time. Bring the motion out wide, go straight up the middle, and DeQuell Jackson was getting blocked by the tight end Jordan Thompson.
It was a good block.
Sealed him well. Did a good job against a very good linebacker. Sprung Torrey Jones.
Jones 5 touchdowns on the year, averages 7.3 yards a carry. 1st and 10 for East Bay, moving the football. There's McDaniels with it. Chazio just 5'6". I wonder if he's East Bay's game time. Comparing him to Donyell, you know, size, 5'6", 5'6".
He's a little bit more of a pounder than Donyell. Donyell gets his yards out wide, and there you see the football almost didn't even get into his belly. That was staying on the hip, and that could have been a late decision by Yeomans. Either you keep the football in the stomach or you pull it out quickly. It looked like a little indecision. Chazio did well holding on to that football.
2nd down and 4 for East Bay. Yeomans takes his time, surveys the defense. He gives this one again to McDaniels. Check that, make it Torrey Jones.
It's very interesting strategy going on right now because Seminole hasn't seen the wishbone this year, and the Indians don't know how Seminole is going to defend the wishbone. So both coaches are coming in here kind of blind. They have to read how the game's going, then make adjustments. Talking to Brian Thornton, Indians head coach, before the game, he said, I don't know what's going to be open. If it's going to be open up the middle out to the outside, we're going to have to find out what Seminole is doing to us.
Jones carried it 4 yards, good enough for the 1st down inside Seminole territory at the 49-yard line of the Warhawks. This drive started at the 18-yard line. At the end of the 1st quarter, they've now held on to the ball for at least 3 minutes on this drive. The Indians lead it by 3. Yeomans used every bit of that play clock. Fumble on the play. I believe McDaniels lost it and Seminole has it. That football came out, buried at the feet of everybody. And the Warhawks have it. You saw about 3 or 4 beanbags come out. Stephen Kay has a souvenir to take home with him, Brian.
Stephen Kay saw that come out and he jumped on it like it was a grenade here. The ball flops out. Indecision. There's McKay doing the right job, just getting on the football. More indecision. Don't know if I'm going to give it to my fullback or pull out.
That's the 2nd fumble for Chazio McDaniels. Jackson on the carry, and he picks up about 7 yards inside East Bay territory, bring up a 2nd down and 3. He got to the 46-yard line. Seminole trying to use that turnover, put some points on the board. Here's Hunter. Hunter loses the football, and East Bay gets it right back.
Somehow Hunter is holding the football.
Are they going to say he was down? No, they say he wasn't down. For a minute, the officials were talking to each other before they gave the motion.
Well, there's no way.
His knee was down, but he wasn't.
There's no way. I don't think it was anywhere close. I don't know how Hunter came up with it here. Just a great stick right there. I mean, absolutely got drilled inside. You're going to see head on the football. That is how it is coached, and it is just an absolute great play by Jeremiah Shorter, coming up from his linebacker position. 6 foot 175, but he brought all of it on that play, Eric.
Well, it's like East Bay lost about 10 yards, and they'll just start all over. 1st and 10 on their own side, now at the 45. We had an exchange of turnovers. Yeomans, the pitch, going back to Reggie Doby. Doby trying to find some room. He's going to be wrapped up. Got back close to the line of scrimmage. But the Warhawks that time gang tackled him. Fabrizio is in there, Leverance as well.
Well, the defensive ends, Gully and Leverance, are going to be key to this game. Getting out there, making him pitch the football, turning it back inside. Now you see Justin Lumpkin fighting off on the outside. Great play by him, turning the running back into his help. And you see Leverance initially making the pitch, and that was played perfectly by the Seminole Warhawks.
2nd down and 10 for East Bay. Yeomans gives it off. Running for the 1st down is going to be Reggie Doby. Doby inside Seminole territory, and he's down to about the 44-yard line. Check that. That's going to be number 26, Keith Smith. That's his first carry of the night.
He is. The guy we talked about coming in, only a sophomore, getting a few more carries on the year as it goes along, but doing well. This is why I featured him. He has that little bit of a spurt getting to the outside. Spurt might be gone, though. He just twisted his ankle, and Keith Smith broke contain there, and that's what Seminole has to do. They have to keep them inside, turn them back in towards their help. If the Indians get to the outside, Eric, then they're going to be dangerous.
You saw him running low to the ground and protecting that football. One of the reasons he had no fumbles on the year, averaged 8 yards a carry, picked up 1st down yardage. Oh, big hit that time on Torrey Jones. Bobby Fox coming in with the initial contact, drops Jones for a loss of 1.
Great penetration up front by Seminole, getting inside. This time they were reading. Fox read Torrey Jones, got it, held him up, waited for help. 6 foot 230 lineman.
That's a lineman, shaved head.
Had a little bit of a mean look to him there, too. He was feeling the old grimace. He was ready to come play some football.
Basically said, take the pitch. 2nd down and 11 from the 45. Yeoman's going to put the football up in the air or scramble for his life. Releases it downfield, looking for a receiver. Nice coverage down there. Double team, Layfield, and Danielle Williams working down on Jordan Thompson.
Well, there was news right there. The Indians threw the football.
One pass.
30 times they threw the football this year. Make it 31, and out of those 30 times, 5 times the ball got intercepted. So I think I know why they don't throw the ball too much, Eric. And there, Yeoman's not making a solid decision, throwing into double coverage, falling out of bounds. And that thing had no chance of working from the get-go.
East Bay now, 3rd and 11 from the 45-yard line of Seminole. J.B. Garris, the receiver, the lone receiver, down to the near side of the screen. Pitch coming out here. It's Torrey Jones trying to get to the outside. At the corner turn, he'll pick up 4 yards. Taken down by Fabrizio, Williams, and Jackson, but it'll be 4th down and 6 for East Bay.
Oh, Torrey Jones on the outside there got up his single wing to catch that football instead of, it might have been a bad toss, but there you go. Take it with one hand, did well, get into the corner. Gully just not being able to get to him. Jones showed a little burst getting around that outside, and that's where East Bay is at its best, getting to the corners, putting the pressure on the defense, making the defense turn them back inside.
East Bay's going to go for it here. Brian Thornton, the gambling man. 5:15 remaining before we go to the half, and the Indians on top by 3. It's a 4th down and 6. East Bay says we're going to go for it straight up the middle and very close to the 1st down. Are the Indians. A big carry.
The old right foot, left foot mark, Eric, to see. No question about it. They're not going to get it, but
They're not even going to measure.
They're not measuring. And Heath Smith, we saw him go out with an injury earlier. There he's in fighting for every extra yard, and they needed every extra yard. They did not get it. Very interesting. Two good defenses, two teams that run the football. It's easy now for me to say, hey, you shouldn't have gone for it, but now you give up some good field position, and Coach Thornton's really worried now about that spot, but it's too late.
And at least get a measurement out of it. Well, they turn it over on downs. Seminole has it back. Here's Hunter, fumbled on his last carry. Now he's breaking to the outside. Has about 3 men to beat. Can Hunter put it on? He's going to slow down. They're going to say he was down. Oh, my. The whistle blew. The whistle blew after he gained a first down.
Wow.
Wow. That's about a 30-yard gain, going to be called back to an 11-yarder, and you can hear it from the fans.
And he still wasn't down, Eric. I mean, he was still going. I don't understand how he could have gotten that lost in that play. We're going to see it right here. I mean, Eric Hunter coming in here. This is just classic Roper, giving him the football. He had just made a mistake turning the ball over, gave him the football, said, here you go. You've done well for us all year. And there was no way his motion never got stopped. He turned towards the sideline. I mean, haven't they been seeing his first 7-8 carries on the day? That's all the guy does is he bounces off.
And then a flag came out while you were reviewing that play, and I believe that's going to be on Seminole. And this is just going to be hard luck, because how would you expect young kids to react? You just took away a 30-yard gain, and now you're going to move them back 15 yards.
Well, before the game, the ref said they're going to let him play the football game. They didn't hear.
Here, first down right there. First down.
Okay, I believe they're going to put the flag back in the pocket, which I think is fair. I mean, if you can ever have fair in football, I mean, come on. I mean, you got to be fair here. What would you expect me to say? Unless the kid went out and cursed at the official, then I can understand it. But if he's just jaw-jacking with him and giving his opinion, you got to at least hear the opinion from the captain. First down, they take away about a 30-yard gain. Here's Gully with the football. Gully, he'll pick up 5, close to inside East Bay territory.
Eric, I mean, that's just a huge momentum turn right there with the rest taking away what could have been inside the 20. Now they're still at midfield working different offense to run, and it's going to be tough. It's got check time. You see Gully getting to the outside. Plays both ways, does well on the outside of the defensive end, gets his limited carries. But now, how is Seminole going to respond to a call like that?
Here's Hunter's next carry after that run. And he falls forward close to the first down. He's about a yard shy, down to the 45-yard line.
I thought the rest would wait until he was 5 seconds on the ground before he went and blew that whistle. Here we're going to see another look at this from a different angle. You're going to see we're a little bit higher back behind the referees. But, I mean, I don't understand what they could have been looking at.
DeQuell Jackson, the keeper, he forges ahead, and he is close to a first down. That's the second time he's done that tonight, and he does have the first down. Gives me a chance to remind everybody that broadcast rights to this FHSA State Series contest have been granted to Time Warner by the Florida High School Activities Association and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Florida High School Activities Association is prohibited.
Well done, Eric.
Thank you. I have plenty more of those to read before we get in trouble. First down for Seminole. DeQuell Jackson going to put the football in the air. Now he's going to tuck it and run it, and he's going to be sacked once again. We'll call out Josh Johnson's name, as well as Guy Newton on the pursuit. Heading downfield was Tim Abrahamson, and he had one man on him, but he was well covered.
He sure was, and this decision by DeQuell Jackson was a little bit better. He let the play develop that time. It did break down. There was nobody open. He tucked it away. Guy that has the ability to be a good running. He could be a great running back. He's making huge sacrifices to be the quarterback of this football team, and it takes away from him on the defensive side of the football.
Loss of 4, second down and 14. Breaking free and into first down. That's Justin Lumpkin. He's down to the 31-yard line. Well,
Eric, I was waiting. I was saying, hey, we need need to see a little bit of Danielle Williams from that position, but why not Justin Lumpkin? Showing his ability to get it done too. Reading his blocks well. You see, again, Farmer, you're going to see him out front all day long, and Justin Lumpkin making the most of his carry.
Lumpkin came in with 68 carries, which actually led the team, but only by one. Here's Hunter. Hunter will pick up a couple, and he's tripped up near the line of scrimmage.
Well, we saw the earlier graphic, Eric, and I mean, they're pretty balanced on their rushing attempts. Everybody gets touches, and it just, who is going to be the guy, the hot hand that they go to on the day?
We're approaching inside 2 minutes left before we go to halftime, and if Seminole plays its cards right, they'd like to use every bit of this clock unless they break off a big gain. Gully, the right side, and he is taken down. Coming up from his linebacker spot is Zach Costello, 6'1", 176 junior. Dropped him for no gain.
Well, great play by Costello. Floating down the line of scrimmage, you're going to see here Gully going, and Costello kind of got through all the people, and he really picked his way through there, staying focused on Gully, and Costello came up and made the big play for 6'1", 176. A little bit bigger than that. He's got the big old pads on, Eric.
Third down and 8. Lumpkin goes in motion. DeQuil Jackson rolling out to his left, looking for a receiver, going to throw it downfield, and it almost was picked off. Should have been picked off by Mo Harris, the free safety. Looked like he was going out for the pass.
Oh, that is true, Eric. Looked like he got hit right in the numbers, and felt Jackson was rolling the opposite way, throwing back, and they really don't attempt too many passes, and it makes it difficult for a quarterback. Then you throw in the fact that he is running back the other way, and Marvin Elliott was trying to get back to the football. Zach Costello, being in position, just stayed there. There was nothing wrong with that. Costello did what he had to do.
This is a 46-yard field goal, and it's going to be blocked. And this is a live football. C.J. Owens has it to the far side, and Owens will be taken down by the kicker, O'Reilly. If you're going to block my kick and whoever's going to run it back, I'm going to make sure I get a hold of you and you don't run it back all the way.
Not a bad tackle by the freshman. One of the things coming into the game, also talking to Thornton, he said Seminole had problems blocking on extra points and field goals. You saw it right there. They overloaded the right side. They brought everybody, and they had two people inside that really had a shot at that, and then Morgan Riley doing well, staying with the play, and not just being a kicker, but being a football player, going and making the tackle.
East Bay's last possession, they exchanged a turnover, went for it on 4th down. Gave up the football, now they have it back. Yeomans all alone, running to the near side. Yeomans has Fabrizio chasing, he has a first down. Fabrizio takes him down inside Warhawk territory. Clock will stop with 54 seconds left.
Joey Fabrizio just got beaten. If we're going to be able to see it, here Yeomans with a fake. Fabrizio's looking in the backfield. You're going to be able to see the top of the screen. Then he turns around. Now he sees it. Young guy, he's going to make big plays. He made a mistake here, but look at the hustle. Coming back, catching the 200-meter state champion from behind. Fabrizio will make more big plays throughout the career, and they're really going to tell him cut loose. That's what they do with him. He makes big plays in the backfield more often than not.
East Bay should have its full complement of timeouts. Now down to 30 seconds. They didn't use it. Yeomans is going to throw it. Now he's running for his life, and he falls down. Loses about 6 yards on the play. Now down to 20 seconds, 19 before they finally stop the clock.
Well, Eric, that was interesting. And in the open, I said, East Bay does not break the bone, meaning they have all three of their guys. They always line up in the wishbone. There they did. They went with a little different of alignment. That happens very rarely for this football team. Yeomans with a straight drop back. That's not what type of football team this is.
Well, during this timeout, the more than 650 member schools of the Florida High School Activities Association believe that sportsmanship is the most important lesson taught through participation in high school athletics. When supporting the high school athletic team of your choice, the FHSAA asks you to sport the dude, Brian, because sportsmanship is not just an act, it's an attitude. and those guys have attitude.
Well, they do have attitude, Eric, and it's a winning attitude on both football programs, and that's a new attitude for both teams, really. And Seminole the last couple of years have really turned it on and turned it up a notch. A lot of young quality talent there, and they're going to be there for years. East Bay's turned their program around like we had mentioned before.
See what Yeomans has done on the night. 5 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown. While we also have time during this break, we'd like to wish our broadcast partner Brian Unks a speedy recovery. He had minor surgery today. It was planned. I believe it was knee surgery. He went under the knife a little bit. I guess an old sports injury catching up to him, and he's going to be out of action. But should be back for the Bucks Extra Point on Monday to host that after the Bucks take on the Bears.
Is he going to be back in the ring with, who was it, Winky Wright? No, Michael Goldrush anytime soon.
Oh my gosh.
Well, neither one of them fought back. So.
Here's Torrey Jones trying to break it to the outside. DeQuell Jackson hangs on a second down and long play, and East Bay will call one more timeout with 12 seconds left before we go to the half. They have the lead. After the start of the third quarter, Seminole will get the football back. They deferred to start the contest.
Let's take a look at here, Eric, and you see those 43.6 carries per football game. I mean, this team has really no secrets what they're going to do. They spread out the carries just like Seminole does. 2 years ago, they had 3,600 yards. Nobody had 1,000 yards that year. This philosophy is very similar. They run it out of a wishbone instead. Coach Thornton sold his program. He said the hardest thing when he got there was having the commitment from the kids and putting together a coaching staff. He said, when I got there, nobody cared about the football program. Nobody really understood what it was to be a winner. Yet, he says, none of these kids remember that because they've been winning lately. And he said, these kids only have one thing that they remember, and that is winning.
The theme of that last graphic, the Bruce Springsteen song, Born to Run, Bone to Run. Of course, Coach Thornton let us know that their theme song at home is Bad to the Bone, the song by George Thorogood. They haven't been bad to the bone so far. Yeomans has on a big 77-yard touchdown run. That's the lead. They missed the extra point. Now with 12 seconds left, they're going to try to manufacture some type of points. Yeomans is going to unload it, probably looking for a receiver back across the field. Now he's trying to weave his way, and he'll just go out of bounds with 3 seconds left. That was third down. And he might have picked up 3 yards, and that's about all.
Well, fourth down, only 3 seconds left. I wouldn't be surprised if they just hike the ball, give it to Yeomans, let him try to get to the outside. He showed what he can do if he can hit that corner. Obviously, Seminole's going to be in a deep prevent defense. Who knows, once he gets into the open field, if he'd be able to make a few people miss. Because they're not going to get the touchdown throwing the football, Eric. That's going to be my bold prediction right here.
Would have to agree. Unless they try the old hook and ladder play or maybe the flea flicker or something, but you're right. Fabrizio, Danielle Williams, TJ Layfield all standing at their 20-yard line. Here's Yeomans to the near side. Will throw it up. Pass is complete to Jones. Jones steps out. Clock never started. The clock never started. And that should do it because there was only 3 seconds left on the clock.
He's fast, Eric. He's not that fast.
And that will do it. Referee holds the football and says we are at halftime. Both teams head to the locker room. We'll head to our halftime show. The Seminole Warhawks out of Pinellas County trailing Hillsborough County's East Bay Indians by 3. We're back after this. Welcome back to Seminole High School, the Time Warner Game of the Week between Seminole and East Bay. First round of the playoffs. Indians on top 6-3. Eric Keaton alongside Brian Siracusa. For more than 80 years, the FHSAA has provided educational athletic programs through which Florida students have learned by doing. The FHSAA provides championship programs in 21 sports in which last year more than 200,000 student athletes participated in the FHSAA putting students first. Right now, the first half highlights. Early on, Morgan Riley put the first points on the board for Seminole. The drive stalled, had a first and goal, got moved back because of a penalty, and they made it 3-0, Brian. Then on the ensuing kickoff, Joey Fabrizio unloads on Torrey Jones.
Torrey Jones gets a rude awakening here. It's the old deke leader, and Fabrizio just absolutely crushes him, and Torrey Jones did not see him, did a great job holding on to the football.
And East Bay completes the drive with the big play. Yeomans, the 200-meter champ from East Bay, just goes, and he is gone.
But once he gets to the outside, he is gone. And you said a drive, Eric. It was 3 plays, and it was gone. And the explosiveness of Yeomans is such a weapon. Didn't know if he was going to come to play because of his injury. You see there, he did.
77-yard touchdown run gave East Bay the lead. They missed extra points, 6-3. Then Seminole gets the ball in the second quarter. Eric Hunter looks like he's on his way to a big gain. Inadvertent whistle. He was stopped right there.
But he was whistled down. I don't know what the refs thought. Maybe he was going down, but just killed Seminole. You see him all the way down there, the football field. The drive stalled. Huge momentum. Field goal block. Turned the game around.
You see the rushing statistics for each team. 22 carries for Seminole, 20 for East Bay. Each team has attempted a few passes. One should have been intercepted for Seminole, and the last 10-yard pass completed by East Bay right before the half to Torrey Jones. Each team exchanged a turnover there in a series of about 3 plays at around the beginning of the second quarter.
Well, rushing yards should be pretty much dead on the same. Obviously, the call that we just saw took away some of the rushing yards from Seminole. This game has been pretty much even. You look at the big East Bay run, that was really their only offense. Didn't go anywhere else on most of their drives, Eric. It's going to be interesting for Seminole. There is still a full half, but with the way both these teams run the football, this half's not going to last a long time.
24 minutes to play. Winner advances. Losers stay home. We're back right after this with the second half. Welcome back to Warhawk Country. Eric Keaton and Brian Syracuse of Sam Roper's team trails Brian Thornton's team by a score of 3 points. Forget college football's Bowl Championship Series. The 5-week battle for number 1 in the Florida high school football is determined on the field where it belongs. See the battle conclude December 14th through the 16th at the FHSA Florida Football Final State Championship Games at the Swamp in Gainesville. For ticket information, contact the Gainesville Sport Organizing Committee, 352-338-9300. The kickoff goes to Daniel Williams. Start of the third quarter. Daniel Williams looking for some room, runs into Chazio McDaniels, and he is down at the 32.
Eric, we see here Daniel Williams on your screen. One of the big keys to the first half. He had the ball 3 times. He touched the football, and that is not enough. You see there for only 11 yards. One of the keys coming into the game, and every one of the Indians said it, we got to stop game time. He picked up on the nickname you guys gave him, and they said, we have to stop him. He's a special player.
DeQuell Jackson sends Lumpkin in motion. Handoff goes up the middle for a minimal gain.
Well, they went right back to Eric Hunter up the middle. That's how they started the football game. Had a little bit more success starting the football. There you see 9 carries, 49 yards, 1 fumble. Had another one that could have been a lot more than 10 yards he was given. Could have been probably 35 to 40.
We have a penalty on the play on East Bay, and the Warhawks going to pick up an additional 5 yards. Or actually more than that. Wow.
Looks like a personal foul we have.
Looks like a 15-yarder.
On the defense. First down.
That's a 15-yarder.
Well, that's how you stop Eric Hunter. You throw an extra guy out there.
Moves the ball to the 47-yard line. First down for Seminole near midfield. Daniel Williams in the game. He'll get the football, looking for some room, and he goes nowhere. Lost a yard.
There, Daniel tried to turn it inside, follow his blockers. It was closed up quickly, and on the far side they have third down. They have to change that marker, and the rest did pick up on that. Here you're going to see the play coming from his position. He just tried to turn it back upside. Early penetration there, but something they have to do. Give the football to Danielle Williams. He's going to have his negative yardage plays, but he breaks them big.
Here's Gully. Gully runs right into the members of that East Bay front. Eddie Mondello, 6'2", 216 junior, bear hugged him and brought Gully down to the ground.
Lorenzetti got caught out there 1-on-2. The Indians just had too many people. That's who Gully is following. You're going to see Lorenzetti pulling here, trying to throw a block, but it was 1-on-2. Well done by the Indians. Talking about Costello. Also over there was Carry-On.
Well, now it's 3rd down and long, Brian, and Seminole has not had much luck throwing the football, and heading out this way is Marvin Elliott.
You got to stick to the ground. That's what Seminole does, even in long yardage situations.
DeQuell's going to put it up in the air. Now he's going to run for it. He could have the first down, puts his head down. He's going to be about 2 yards short. And he gets to the 44-yard line of East Bay. And this may be decision time early on at the start of the 3rd quarter, or will Coach Roper say, let's go ahead and kick it deep?
I think it's field position battle, Eric, and it looks like he's going with the kick. It's hard to tell because DeQuell Jackson does both the punting and the quarterbacking, and you see there, good decision, put it under and go ahead and run with the football. He can fake out of this, obviously.
Well, it causes East Bay to call a timeout. Either they did not have the right personnel on the field, or they want to make sure before Seminole hikes the football.
But they were pretty confused. They were running people in and out. They didn't know either, Eric, if they were going for it or they weren't. Their guess was they were going for it, tried to make the late changes, did not happen for them.
For the latest information on Florida high school sports, visit the Florida High School Activities Association's official website at www.fhsaa.org. One other website to tell you about, I was mentioning place to get your tickets and the phone number for the Florida Finals. That phone number again, 352-338-9300, or the website for the Gainesville Sport Organizing Committee is at gsoc.com. That's GSOC.com. Sam Roper and his Seminole team have not lost on the season. They trail by 3 points. Last-minute instructions for the special teams unit. You can see what they've done through the season. A combined 42 wins against 58 losses on those teams right there, and only 2 playoff teams on that schedule.
Well, you see Clearwater and Gibbs, they were behind in those games going into the second half. Also Largo down 3-0, so they've been in this position before and know how to get out of it.
Well, Jackson will punt it. High kick. Calling for the fair catch. Now backing away was Dobie. The football is going to make it into the end zone. It will be a touchback. Dobie was back there, got ready to call for the fair catch at around his 8, and then decided to let it go. Nice job.
It was a smart decision. Net gain 22 yards. That's how you can look at it. That's 22 yards of field position. Obviously, most of the players out on the field said, hey, let's go for it. Sam Roper made the smart decision, kicking the football away. It is a long half.
Excuse me, Brian, I mentioned only 2 playoff teams that Seminole faced on its schedule. 4 for the Indians: Auburndale, Riverview, Southeast, Bradenton, and Tampa Bay Tech. In those games, they went 1-3, but played 2 very good ball games against Auburndale and Riverview, losing by a total of 8 points.
And 3 of those were district games, so
yes.
I mean, they came from a battle-tested district.
Yeomans gives it right up the middle. Minimal gain that time as the Warhawks close in on the ball carrier. Dobie getting up from the bottom of that pile.
It's tough to see the numbers up here, Eric, and the way they keep moving people around, it's tough to get a gauge, but straight up the middle, good penetration up front. Doing well there was Stephen Kay. We've called his name several times, made some plays in the backfield, recovered the fumble for Seminole, their 1 turnover caused.
Unofficially, I have a K for 3 tackles up front. He came in with 48.
Let's make it official right now, Eric.
You got it. That one for a gain of about a couple of feet. 2nd down and 9 for East Bay. Here's Yeomans, heading to the far side. Fabrizio giving chase. Yeomans is dangerous. Fumbled football. Fabrizio caused the fumble, but who got back on top of it? I believe East Bay got it back.
A little bit of luck luck getting
Very
back on
fortunate.
that football, because coming around the corner, Yeomans coughed that football up. Fabrizio, again, they're running this towards Fabrizio. He's biting on it. He's a very aggressive linebacker, but again, gets back, doing well, staying with the play, reaches in, causes it, and there's Stephen K trying to jump on the football again. That time overshot it, and it could have been also Danielle Williams getting in his hand causing that fumble, but somehow 3 Seminole Warhawks, 1 East Bay Indian. He came up with the football.
I believe it was Josh Johnson that fell back on top of it, either him or Marshall Parks. Not sure on the number over there on the far side. 3rd down and 2 for East Bay. Handoff goes up the middle, no gain on the play. And East Bay will send the punting team out on the field. Keith Smith that time he's had a few carries tonight, and he just has not had a good evening.
Well, he's going to be met here by Fabrizio and Stephen K lower, and looked like Brent Farmer got in a little bit underneath that, and him and Fabrizio probably were the first 2 to get him. Good penetration, stop the running game.
Thompson's second punt. High snap. Here comes the rush. High kick. Williams calls for the fair catch, and he musts the football but falls on top of it at the 45.
You said it, Eric. High kick. That is one of the things, talking to Thornton before the game. He said, we need to get that ball up there. We cannot let Danielle Williams get his hands on that football with any kind of room. I don't care if he's touching as a running back or here in a punt return situation. And right now, Marvin Elliott's got to lay out for this football. He's getting close. It looks like he's a little bit tentative of not getting the penalty. I guarantee Coach is going to say, hey, go ahead, lay it out, try to make a big play, because 2 times now he's been very, very close, and their punter has a pretty slow release.
And the snaps have been high and to the left or to the right.
He's catching him with his stomach instead of out in front of him.
Fabrizio and Williams are in. And some movement on both sides. Layfield was in a quarterback, but Seminole is going to move back a few yards. Dallas Souls that time got up out of his stance.
Good ball. Full start. Still first down.
Well, you have 2 different quarterbacks. You have different cadences. You have different calls, different checkoffs at the line that, you just used to getting to hear one person, and that sometimes can get it. You're going to take a look here, and TJ Layfield went with the hard count, and it worked, except the problem was it worked on his own man in Dallas Souls, the senior.
Layfield to the line, 1st and 15 now from their own 40. Layfield's going to run, has a lot of room. Fabrizio on top of him. Johnson giving chase for East Bay. 10-yard gain for Layfield. He had so much real estate out of here, he could have put up a sign.
They broke containment here. Seminole faking it one way. He had himself an escort here in Fabrizio, and he's looking around, looking for somebody to block it.
Or looking to see if Layfield's falling. Where you at? Where you at? Grab a hold of my belt.
TJ Layfield, there's something that just happens. He comes in on every once in a while in a series to spell DeQuell Jackson, because of obviously DeQuell playing both ways. TJ Layfield is a good safety when he's playing in there as well on the defensive side of the football.
Provide the changes of pace. Little pass tipped, would have went to Daniel Williams. Ball's incomplete. He might have picked up a couple of yards. Would have been close to the first down, but not had it.
Well, it's only his 12th pass on the season, Eric, and we talk about these being running football teams, and it's interesting on a 2nd down, good yardage on the 1st down, and then third down, went back and tried to make the pass.
That's Josh Johnson again. We've called his name a lot, just like we have Kay on the other side of the football for Seminole, but Johnson, 6'3", 207 sophomore, came in with 38 tackles. He's had a couple tonight, a sack, a pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Going to be a fine young football player for Thornton's team. 3rd down, running to the far side. Marvin Elliott is not going to get the first down. He picks up maybe a half a yard. It'll bring up 4th down and 4 at the 48 of East Bay.
Well, we've seen a great East Bay defense, Eric. They fly to the football. We knew going into the game that they're a bend-don't-break defense, and they've shown that. They let Seminole make mistakes. Seminole's getting themselves in longer situations because of penalties, and they're just doing what they need to. Get to the football, make the tackle, make the sure tackle, hold people up. You see Mo Harris, 2nd leading tackler on this team, making a big stop.
Toby back at his 15-yard line. DeQuell Jackson, a nice kick, and this time a fair catch. catch called by Dobie. He had enough room to catch that and take off running, but he'll catch it at the 12. And East Bay will start. 5:45 remaining in the third quarter. The Indians on top by 3. Neither team really to get the offense in gear. They had one big play by Yeomans, the quarterback, on the 77-yard run. The 200-meter state champion in track and field.
Well,
and every time Seminole's got something going, they've had a penalty.
And you said it, Yeoman's one play. And the problem is for Seminole is the fact that one play can happen at any time he touches the football, and they have to start putting points on the board, or East Bay's going to catch him one more time.
Yeah, neither team is very good at coming from behind. Yeomans has it, running this way. Has a blocker in front of him, will turn the corner. Gets to the 22, close to a first down yardage.
Well, Justin Lumpkin there was on an island by himself with Dobie in front of Yeomans leading him out there one-on-one. Lumpkin tried to turn him back inside. Yeomans using his speed got around the outside. Here you're going to see it. Dobie coming out here one-on-one with Lumpkin. Got him to the outside, but made him go towards the sideline. It was a great job by Lumpkin. He really was on an island out there by himself.
Bruce Yeomans. He's not been 100% healthy all night, but he's healthy enough for 97 yards tonight and a touchdown. Handoff going to Torrey Jones. Jones this time caught from behind, caught from below, caught from up top.
Torrey Jones, ball carrier. Number 3.
Seminole, when they're slowing down this wishbone, it's due to penetration here inside. Raquel Jackson coming in there, he does not miss tackles is the bottom line. You see him holding on, waiting for other people, and just that's what the guy does. He's always flying to the football. One of the things East Bay has done well is they're letting Seminole fly to the football, and when they've had the big plays, it's been because they're catching them in over pursuit.
Lost yardage on that play. 3rd down and 2. The pitch coming back. Torrey Jones trying to get to the outside. He will not pick up the first down. He is short. Clock continues to roll. Seminole holds on. They spread out that play. It is 4th down and very short yardage.
I guarantee every time that happens that Yeomans gets the ball out of his hands quickly, the Seminole coaches are going crazy. They're excited. Raquel Jackson there, but Justin Lumpkin again on an island on the outside, makes the big play, slows him up, makes the running back turn inside. Justin Lumpkin, that series, was an all-star, turning people around.
Will Seminole play the block, or will they set up a return for Danielle Williams? This snap is good, and it's blocked! Coming in and picking it up for the score is Marvin Elliott! You're number one. Well, Brian, Seminole came close a couple of times, and finally Marvin Elliott breaks through big time.
Got to say, Eric, it's a matter of time. He was there 3 punts, 3 times. This time, he just got that extra step. Did
and a
well.
Good bounce.
Good bounce, and he stayed with the football, didn't start celebrating, got into the end zone.
The extra point is kicked through by Brandon Mott. And Seminole, the big play on special teams. Marvin Elliott, the block. Marvin Elliott, the return, and the home team has the lead, 10-6. The crowd is electric. Seminole, once again, back out on top. Marvin Elliott has blocked his 5th kick/punt of the season, and it has given the home team a much-needed lead here when they could not get the offense moving. And you always see it, Brian, a special teams play forges another team ahead, and right now the Warhawks with the momentum.
Marvin Elliott, very excitable young man. just anywhere you see him, he's always happy, always smiling, upbeat. Huge play, got this team going in the right direction.
Freshman Morgan Riley to kick off. Very deep. Will he find the corner? No. From the 3-yard line will be Garris. And he is met by Eric Hunter. The Indians do not get back to the 20. They got to the 18. It will be a gain of about 15, and Indians will start all over.
We're going to take one more look at this, Eric, and just seeing from the outside, it's been there all day long. Up the middle, Gully gets picked up, but you see Marvin Elliott, that he didn't lay out. All 3 times he has not laid out for the football there. He just kept
it up,
going.
Scored. That is amazing.
Not a bad little play for a senior first playoff game this year. Go ahead and block a punt and recover it for a touchdown.
Second time East Bay has trailed tonight.
Punt and recover it for a touchdown.
Second time East Bay has trailed tonight. Pitch going to Smith. Far side, has Dovey in front of the block. And he's taken down after a good gain of about 7 yards. DeQuell Jackson was one of the tacklers there to stop him.
Just seeing early pitch one more time, and I know they got good yardage out of that, Eric, but I just don't think that that's how East Bay is going to win this football game. I think they have to get Yeomans to the corner, get him, make him do the magic, make him break one, beat contain of the Seminole Warhawks defense. He showed he could do it early in this game, and I think it's just something they're going to have to keep going to.
But you wonder how much that pain, he hasn't been 100% healthy, how much he's aching. And you know he's a senior, his first year at quarterback, and there's no tomorrows in the Florida football finals. Taken down immediately. Gully was in there, and once again, Yeomans barely got out from under center.
Well, that one, I think Gully beat Kay to the football, or to the ball carrier there. You're going to see here, good look at this play as Gully doing well.
He knocked it out of his hands.
Stripped the football from him, and that's one of those plays that Yeomans just does not think a guy is going to be in that quickly on him. Was a little bit loose with the football. He has the option there of giving it to the guy's belly, and the problem was Gully is the one that got in there and stripped the football.
Loss on the play of a couple will bring up 3rd down and a long 5 for East Bay. The Seminole Warhawk crowd gets involved, and now too much time. Good crowd on hand for the Seminole Warhawks. I don't think they can raise their voices that much to cause a noise factor to give a delay of game like you see in the colleges or the pros, but there are some wild and crazy Warhawks out here showing their spirit. Spirit hasn't come around that much during the fall for football. Last season a playoff appearance, but before that it was 1976 for Seminole. It was 1973 for East Bay. They now have a pretty good contingent across the way from us. Facing a 3rd down and 11. Seminole showing blitz. Now movement up front on both sides, and coming across that time is Vandelstein for East Bay, and they'll move back another 5.
Dead ball. Full start. Offense. Still 3rd down.
It's interesting. Seminole looked to attach on that play. They got everybody up to the line of scrimmage, and that's kind of a gamble because in this long situation, if they just play a little bit of a contained defense, it's going to be tough for East Bay to pick up the now 20 yards that they do need for the 1st down.
Seminole needs to get to about the 28-yard line. They're on the 13. Here's Yeomans looking to throw, feeling the pressure from Fabrizio. Throws. This will be incomplete. Incomplete.
Incomplete because he had Fabrizio's helmet in his back as he was throwing that football. And I mean, it was a matter of, is he going to get it off in time? Had no idea Fabrizio was coming around there. And I talked about it all night long. Fabrizio, a very aggressive player, and you're going to see him coming in here and absolutely tattooing him as he throws the football. And that's going to make Yeomans feel a little bit more pain as he goes there and he's throwing the football. And let's see, it's always a veteran when they're punting.
No block this time, but a low line drive kick. What will Williams do with it? Sidesteps a tackler, and no, he doesn't. He is taken down. A great special teams tackle by Torrey Jones, the 5'9" senior for East Bay, because that could have been returned. You saw Thompson wanting to get that punt out of there after the last one was blocked.
At the East Bay 43-yard line.
You're going to see here, and they're really, this is interesting. Seminole called off the dogs on that one. They didn't bring anybody. It was setting up the return. Let's see what Danielle Williams could do. But Torrey Jones, an all-star over in the Hillsboro game, coming up, showing you why.
Inside East Bay territory, Lumpkin goes in motion. Hunter gets the football, and he is wrapped up down below. Eddie Mondello wraps him up. Also, Guy Newton in on the tackle for East Bay.
Guy Newton there was big, and East Bay's really done well as of late with Hunter. Hunter started out real well, had that one, obviously, run that we harped on that got called back, but they've been doing a lot better as of lately. Newton in there, Costello. We talked about Mike Thompson in the open, in there stuffing up the run.
Bobby Norville checks in. Abrahamson checks out the wide receiver position for D12 Jackson. See the time ticking away here in the third quarter. Here comes Lumpkin. Near side, finds a seam, lost the football, still loose. Seminole might have jumped back on top of it.
And
maybe got a first down. I believe they're going to be shy of about a yard.
I don't think that was the call Roper wanted for the first down, but well done by...
Recovered by number 55.
Looks like maybe getting in there was Ryan Bedeau, number 55, to recover the football. You're going to see here Justin Lumpkin getting around, and right there, stripped pretty early. The football's on the ground for a while. Everybody's bumping into it.
Thompson couldn't get his arms free to go get it.
Everybody pinned him on his arms, and then Bedeau staying with the play.
Third down and short. Hunter takes it, goes around his right guard, picks up the first down. That time D12 Jackson does not keep it. 4-yard pickup, move the chains for Seminole.
Well, we saw the Largo game. That's what they did. They gave the football to Hunter in all the short yardage situations. He did just this. Go ahead. Tyler Manning up front. Go ahead and push people away. The big boy, big offensive line doing the work. And you see Eric Hunter just getting the football, and really that was all the offensive line, pushing people out of the way.
Seminole knows the importance of this drive. If they can go ahead by a couple of scores, will force East Bay to play catch-up and put the football in the air. Now this is I saw everybody move.
Flag on the play.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. First down.
Right now, everything going in Seminole's way. They're getting the calls. They're getting the loose football back. They definitely have the momentum over Brian Thornton's East Bay Indians. No sign of panic yet on that man. His team looks very well composed. Still plenty of time to play in this football game. Still only a 4-point contest.
First and 5 short yardage. I wouldn't be surprised if they go Hunter right up the middle.
They come this way with Lumpkin. Lumpkin gets down to the 21-yard line. Gain of about 4.
They've been running Justin Lumpkin on that carries, very similar to what they do when they give the ball to Danielle Williams. It just has not been open on the outside for him. East Bay has done well turning all the plays inside. They've flown to the football. They've been more susceptible up the middle for most of the night.
And on this night, that is the final play of the third quarter. The Seminole Warhawks, thanks to a block punt by Marvin Elliott, have forged ahead, and right now they're driving, trying to get more. They lead it here in the first round of the Class 4A Region 3 playoffs, 10-6. Welcome back to Warhawk Country. Eric Keaton and Brian Syracusa, our director Ed Bacher. Seminole Warhawks on top by 4. Final 12 minutes to play for one of these teams in the 2000 campaign. When I say campaign, we might have a tie and go to overtime the way campaigns have been going lately. Straight up the middle to Eric Hunter. And that was second down and about 3, and he's about a foot short of the first down.
Hunter up the gut.
Something we've seen from these Seminole Warhawks, and I wouldn't be surprised. It's either going to be Eric Hunter one more time up the gut or DeQuell Jackson for the sneak for this first down. Good penetration, staying low by the Chiefs. Excuse me, the Indians. I knew I'd start calling them the Chiefs.
Well, they do look like the Kansas City
They
Chiefs.
have the helmets.
Third down and short. Will Jackson under center. He'll keep it. Forging ahead right side. Warhawks say we have the first down. He's down to the 16. Move the chains for the men in green.
That's just big boys on big boys, or average-sized boys on average-sized boys out there. Both averaging about 220. Brett Farmer, you see him, and Tyler Manning giving the good push. The Chiefs, or the Indians on the other side, not being able to stand up to it.
17-yard line of East Bay.
Will Jackson, 3D, as we like to call him. You see all those. His third dimension is the punting game. We've seen him with a few big punts on the evening.
Eric Hunter down to the 12-yard line. Picks up 4, second down and 6.
Quickly to go back to that slate, Eric. I mean, you see all the things that DeQuell Jackson has done. If this guy played solely on the defensive side of the ball, and Coach has said it before, it would be unbelievable what that guy could do.
Hunter again, the workhorse. He's approaching 16, 17 carries. Moved backward, might have picked up 1.
Right now, it's third down. You have 2 more downs. Get this football in the end zone, or at least to get the first down. I wouldn't be surprised if they just went Eric Hunter with this offensive line. Great job on the other side. Indians down low with Zach Costello with the initial hit.
DeQuell Jackson is going to keep it. DeQuell Jackson down to the 5. That will be a first and goal.
They don't ask him to carry the football too much. They don't ask him to do too much on offense, but when they do, no better person, I think, to give the football to. The guy is an athlete. The guy is a competitor. And the guy is going to lower his shoulder and put the hurt on you, even if he's playing on the offensive side of the football.
Ball rests at the 5-yard line. First and goal for Seminole. Hunter, the ball carrier. Hunter in for the touchdown. Eric Hunter's 7th touchdown on the season. I called him the workhorse. You can tell he's out of breath, but he's also excited because right now it is a 16-6 lead, 9:32 remaining.
Okay. Momentum is a huge thing, and Marvin Elliott with that block punt turned this football game around. You can see a different Seminole Warhawk team out there pushing over this East Bay football team.
Brandon Mott. No, it's Daniel Williams trying to get to the corner for the 2-point conversion. He dives. Did he get in? Wait for the signal, and he does. We knew we'd hear from Game Time.
96 points, almost 9.7 or 9.6 points per game is what he comes in with. He knew somehow, some way, he was going to get on the scoreboard. That's 2. Still have about 9:32 left. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets in there again, Eric. You're going to see another look at the touchdown.
Eric Hunter reaching the football over him. He collides with Marshall Parks on the outside here. Just lowers his head. Good effort by Marshall Parks. Trying to stay with him, keep him out of the end zone here. You're going to see a third look at the touchdown. Marshall Parks playing both ways. Plays on the offensive line as a center. Probably a little bit tired. Eric Hunter coming in there. Big play, getting into the end zone with the reach.
Eric Hunter didn't play a couple of games this season. We were talking with Coach Roper before the ball game. He will not play in the Palms of Pinellas, probably due because he did miss a couple of games.
That probably, as you said, Eric, it did cost him a chance to play, but you know what? 10-0, looking to be 11-0 right now. I'm sure he would give it up in a heartbeat for the opportunity to go to the second round of the States.
9:32 remaining. 12-point lead for Seminole. The freshman, Riley, kicks off. It's deep. From the 5-yard line is Garris. Garris will be taken down at around the 25. In on the tackle that time is Bill Goodzik, along with Fabrizio.
J.B. Garris returned that one, a guy we haven't really talked about much. He's their backup quarterback. There you see Eric Hunter. Director Ed Bacher calls him Big Game Hunter. And it's been recently, he's been game time here. He's the one with 4 touchdowns now, and he's going to start to steal
Past 2 games.
a little bit of the thunder from Danielle in Time Warner's Game of the Week. And there you see the carries, 18, 67, and the big touchdown right there.
We are on Channel 7 in Pinellas, Channel 44 in Hillsborough County, Time Warner Communications, so he really fits Pinellas County being on Channel 7. Yeomans, far side. Leveren's giving chase, and Yeomans just taken out of bounds for a loss.
It was a pass play, and that's not what East Bay does, and that's the call.
He could have got rid of it.
Brian Thornton, exactly, and
you know, last time he got rid of it down the sideline there going out of bounds. He threw it up into double coverage. He just thought right there was DeQuell Jackson running at him, and if he throws that football, DeQuell Jackson's going to probably put him into tomorrow, and he might not ever see the football field again tonight.
Well, tomorrow is next Friday for one of these teams, and right now it's not looking too good at 9:18 remaining. But remember, Yeoman's big play man, he has the only touchdown for the Indians. Wishbone can strike at any moment. But in the second half, the defense for Seminole has really picked it up.
They have picked it up front, and you look at Farmer, 55, Marshall Parks, talked about him with a big collision at the goal line with Eric Hunter. This offensive line blocks well everywhere, Eric. You see the defense there. They've really stepped it up in this half, but the offensive line can really spark this Chiefs team, this Indians team, and get them going. If they can get somebody leading, Yeomans or one of their backs to the outside, this game could be tight again.
East Bay facing a 3rd down and 12 now. Yeoman straight over the middle to the tight end, Thompson, and that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and Layfield laid him out. It was open.
That's a tough play for the tight end, Thompson. Not many balls thrown to him all year. 3 for 98 for a TD. Here, a ball that's being tipped. You're going to see it straight up the middle, and Pearl Jackson coming from the ground gets up, makes the play, and the other quarterback, now playing free safety, TJ Layfield, comes in and finishes him off. But Pearl Jackson, I mean, I said enough about the kid. The guy does everything. Plays the pass now.
East Bay forced a punt, and this will be a bad punt. Turn it into a good punt as it's going to roll. Kick that one from the 25 and a roll down to the 23. That's going to be a 52-yard kick.
Just the way they drew it up. A snap that rolls to him, then he shanks it about 20 yards and gets a 30-yard bounce. And it almost hits Danielle Williams in the leg as it bounces by. Seminole really was fortunate because that could have taken it doesn't roll like a soccer ball. Danielle Williams, a soccer player, that thing could take a bounce any which way, and he came awfully close to letting that hit him.
TJ Layfield back in at quarterback. DeQuell Jackson will get a break, a much-needed break on the sidelines. Abrahamson, the lone receiver for Seminole, to the near side of the screen from the 23-yard line. Elliott goes in motion. Elliott breaks a couple of tackles. Elliott trying to break his 3rd tackle, has 1st down yardage. He's up to the 39-yard line. Give him a gain of 15.
Simple little play. Elliott goes in motion, gets the outside, follows his blockers. We're going to see him coming in into your screen here. Tyler Manning, Danielle Williams, a little guy out there. Tyler Manning did a great job, and all Seminole backs know the spin move. That's their big thing. As soon as you feel contact, go ahead and do a little twirl, get the extra yards. And hey, you really can't knock success.
Seminole will work on that clock.
Might be game time right here, Eric.
It is. The counteraction. Game time now running backwards, and game time is going to lose yardage. A lot of yardage.
Marshall, that guy that ran 70 yards the wrong way, picking up the fumble.
Jim Marshall, a loss of 10 on this play.
Game time, trying to make a little too much happen on this play. Nothing really there. You got to take the yardage that you can get. Here he does a little twirl, a little spin. Almost looked like he was backing up to throw the football, and then all of a sudden, you got some big guys running after him. Led the charge was Costello, helped by Joel Lynn, number 40. There you see big number 44. Costello's played a heck of a game. He's been in there meeting head-on with Eric Hunter up the middle.
2nd down and 20 for Seminole. Loss of 10 on that last play. Here's Fabrizio. Fabrizio will pick up about 2. And he's corralled. Of course, Seminole there just wanted to keep that clock moving.
Great call, Eric. Not an offense that really picks up huge chunks of yardage. So why not just go up the gut, keep this clock going, make a nice safe play call, let the clock wind. 3rd down, probably going to be a similar situation. Not going to be an incomplete pass, but some more time run off the clock. Go ahead and punt it away, and your defense has been doing the job.
They have a 2-score lead. East Bay would need a couple of touchdowns to retake the lead. 3rd down and 18 now. Fabrizio straight up the middle again. He'll pick up a couple more, get it to the 35-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down and 15. Clock now under 6 minutes to play in the ball game.
Jeremiah Shorter, number 15 for East Bay, and there you see 33 Mike Thompson getting in on this tackle. Fabrizio is one of those guys that's just not going to go down easily. He did well holding on to that football, came back with his right
Fake
hand.
punt! And completed by DeQuell Jackson to Marvin Elliott. How about that? That is one gutsy call from Sam Roburn. He just got the high five on the sidelines. I tell you what, that is a call you would not expect with the lead and less than 6 minutes remaining. DeQuell Jackson taking another look, Brian.
I am absolutely shocked. Little Mark Royals pass out here to Marvin Elliott. I mean, unbelievable call. Now you can chew up more time.
Eric Hunter says, I'll chew it up. Chew up 4 more yards. Get inside East Bay territory. Well, they were already in East Bay territory by about a foot, so they're down to the 45-yard line now. Boy, I tell you, that's a knife into the back of East Bay.
That is as gutsy as a call I've ever seen, because if that goes
could be
wrong,
picked off. How many times do you hear head coaches in high school say, well, we don't throw it that much. There's too many bad things can happen when you throw it.
even if that's dropped or they're tackled short of the 1st down or whatever, you give up good field position. Unbelievable call, and now he's a genius. If it doesn't work, then people are going to be questioning, but now he's a genius, and what an unbelievable call.
2nd down and 6. Well, Jackson back in the quarterback. He's going to keep this one. Has Eric Hunter as his lead blocker. Jackson has a 1st down inside the 40, down to the 37. Move the chains.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm glad our camera operator, Nick Jojo Simoncini, actually had that play, because I didn't see it. I was sitting there talking about the replay. I look up, you're telling me there's fake punt, good for a 1st down, and that's great coverage, seeing that, seeing how it opened up, and the guy was just uncovered, Marvin Elliott, making another big special team play.
In Region 3, which is District 7 through 9, East Bay at 7-3, Seminole at 10-0. Seminole, the best record in the region, would host at least 3 home games. If they can win here, they would play either King or Auburndale. Auburndale, the district winner, the district runner-up in 4A7. Southeast Bradenton, playing Largo tonight, was the winner in the district 4A9, 4A9.
In Auburndale, there's Nick.
Nice job.
Took over there. Thanks. Give himself a thumbs up there. But Auburndale beat this same East Bay team 12-10 in a game that could have gone either way, obviously with the score 12-10, but East Bay kicking game is what really let them down in that one.
This handoff went straight up the middle. Once again, Hunter is your workhorse, and he picked up about a yard. 2nd down and 9, clock down to 3:37. Some happy cheerleaders.
Hunter and Costello are going to know each other pretty well after this game. They've been banging heads in there all night long. Hunter's been doing it for the Seminole Warhawks, and on the other side, East Bay Indians, Costello's been playing a heck of a football game.
day after Thanksgiving, Time Warner Channel 7 will have a home game. It could be back here at Seminole. It could be at Clearwater Central Catholic, Countryside, or Tarpon Springs. You'll have to wait, and we'll let you know on one of our live programs next week. Of course, we'll also have the volleyball all-star game. Boy, I tell you, I guess when they win here at Seminole, they break out the flame.
We never get a day off, do we?
Hey, we get Thanksgiving off. I'll tell you, that's some talent right there. You can smell that fluid up here, that lighter fluid.
Eric, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't even think about it. I wouldn't even hold it now without spinning it.
From up here, it looked like they were barefoot, too, and now I just realized they have on some skin-colored type shoes. But hey, they just missed the best part where they did a juggling act, and each one threw them their own baton.
I guess you learn pretty quickly not to mess up from that. Not too much to go.
I wonder if they have any s'mores out here.
Tell you what, that's the first time I've seen a guy with a turtle on his head like that.
Just wearing leotards or something. 2:50 remaining in the ball game. Timeout on the field. Seminole on top, looking to improve to 11-0 and advance. East Bay, as of right now, would go home to 7-4. The Florida High School Activities Association would like to thank its corporate partners, the Florida Dodge Dealers, Gatorade, Tico Peoples Gas, the United States Marines, Pinch a Penny Pools and Spas, iHigh.com, and Spalding for the generous support of high school athletics here in Florida. 3rd down and 5 for Seminole, trying to keep this drive going. Lumpkin faked it, dives forward, close to the first down. He needed to get to about the 28. He is very close. Officials come over to mark the football.
You think he has to go for it if they're faking a punt.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have to go for it.
Especially here, the yardage.
It's 4th down. It is 4th down.
And you see little fake. Justin Lumpkin's really been the workhorse getting that football in that form from the tee that he is stationed at. And he's been getting a lot of the carries, the bulk of the carries going around that way. Hasn't been able to break a big one, but it's been pretty consistent, getting 6-7 yards when they needed him.
4th down conversion coming up. Worst rushing performance this season for Seminole against Clearwater. 36 carries, 189 yards. They average more than 300 per game. They will go for it. And now too much time. Could that change the call? I would think not, that you go ahead and go for it. You wouldn't want to try a long field goal. They already had one 45-yarder blocked.
No, I don't think it would change it. It might change the play, if anything. They might go for... Well, it looks like they did change it. Looks like they're going to punt this football away, try to play the field position battle. But, you know, Well Jackson, quarterback punter, Baker.
Abrahamson in the game. Abrahamson has 7 receptions on the season for 124 yards and a touchdown. Of course, that one went to Marvin Elliott. It's his 5th reception of the season. And here another whistle. Movement up front.
7 Green moved on the outside. Dead ball. False start.
That was 7 Green on the outside that moved early, but Eric Hunter, I'm sure they'll forgive him for the bulk of carries he has throughout the night.
Move the ball back to the 39-yard line. One more whistle.
This has been the longest part of the game. These two guys are running the football now. Now the officials here.
They want to reset the clock, I believe, to 2:23 or 2:13. From the 39-yard line, 4th and 11 for Seminole. High kick for DeQuell Jackson. This one will stay in play. I'm just going to let it bounce. Should have called for the fair catch. It falls down to the 5, a punt of 34 yards. A little bit of indecision that time for East Bay, and now they have to come back down by 12 with just over 2 minutes remaining in this ball game. And we've already talked about the lack of passing game for Brian Thornton's team as he sends Yeomans back in there for what could be the last possession of this 2000 season.
What a job, though, Brian Thornton's done with this East Bay program. When we talked about it earlier, you just see
this team believing in itself. You see there the record, 0-10. It was 0-10 before he got there. All 5 years, his first 5 years, they just went straight up. I mean, he won, he improved every year, and I mean, the guy has them believing. The kids came out confident. They were confident in the locker room, and they really, for 3 quarters, were well into this game and really in control of it at part of it.
Yeoman standing around the goal line, has to figure out to do something with it. He'll just go ahead and run out of bounds. He might have picked up a couple of yards, but he was back there dancing around looking for somebody to get open. You know, Seminole comes prepared to play the passing game, and they played Gibbs. Largo put the football up in the air a few times. Countryside likes to throw it. They held Countryside for only 1 of 17 throwing the football in that game. That's pretty good when you consider that Wolfenbarger had a pretty good completion percentage this season.
Well, this Seminole defense has stepped it up all year long. And we saw them in the first game all the way back against CCC in the preseason. They gave up big plays. Since then, every time we've seen them, every time you read about them in the paper, they've stopped giving up the big plays. Tonight, only 1.
Yeoman's going out this way. He's going to let it fly, going up for the football, and almost intercepted. TJ Layfield came over and took that one away from Marvin Elliott. The pass intended for Jones.
That was one of the passes. It looked like Elliott had the best chance at it. Here, Yeoman's just throwing it as far as he can. Elliott thought it was camped under, then Jones, and then all of a sudden it ends up in Layfield's hand. And that's a tough pass.
A heck of an interception.
I don't think Layfield even saw it until it hit him in the chest. Had it once and tried to catch it again. Just couldn't come down with it.
1:43 remaining in the contest from the 7-yard line. East Bay has a 3rd down and 9. 4 receivers, 2 on each side of the field for Yeomans. Only 3 down linemen for the Seminole Warhawks. They'll run it. They'll pick up the first down for East Bay. Chazio McDaniels that time. We haven't heard his number called in a while.
Seminole really took the fullback out of the equation for him for all the game. Now they're giving up. This is not a big play. Seminole doesn't care. And Chazio really paid the price for those yards he just got.
Yeomans will spike the football and line it back up for a 2nd down and 10. From the 17-yard line. The Seminole Warhawks 129 away from victory. I would go ahead and call it, but the last time, Brian, and you heard Coach Thornton and I talking about the last time I called an East Bay Indian game, it was tied 7-7 with a minute left, and somehow the score ended up being like 21-20 in overtime against Durant. So I've seen some pretty wild games, at least one with East Bay. They had Derek Fudge, who now plays at Ferris State. And that kid threw for a touchdown, caught a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, all in about a minute of play for the Indians. So Coach Thornton's used to having some miraculous endings for his team. That back in 1997. Yeomans forces this one, and McDaniel, I don't know if he wanted the football, and now a flag comes out late. I think 2 young men possibly arguing with each other. This is a sportsmanship
We have a dead ball, delay on the offense.
It didn't come from the back judge, but East Bay will move back 5 yards.
But I think if they're going to run that, they should just let Yeomans drop back and then take it on a quarterback draw and go straight up the middle.
Especially if there's 3 down linemen. Just use that 4 receiver set, let him pick up maybe 10, 15 yards. Who knows if he gets an open field, what can happen?
Exactly. Even now there's 3 deep, Layfield, Fabrizio, and Williams, but that's, 20 yards down the field. It's probably going to be a lot more than you can get throwing the football.
1:19 remaining. Clock begins to tick away on East Bay. Yeomans come out to the near side once again. Finds Torrey Jones. Torrey Jones now in open field. Torrey Jones has the first down, breaks about 3 tackles, and he's across the 35 down at the 37, and they'll move the chains for East Bay.
Of course, that was going to happen after I said they weren't going to be able to pick up the 20 yards on the football. A little duff off Torrey Jones coming in to the game. Their leading receiver, guy they have to get the football, 104 yards, 3 receptions. So whenever he touches the football, he goes for a while.
Yeomans now goes ahead and spikes it another 4 seconds. I don't know about that and calling using the spike play, but here's something we haven't seen a lot, Brian. The helmet cam. On the home side, at least this year.
Oh, our director is calling this one in the books, Eric. So cracks out the helmet cam. That means the game is over. 18-6. It would be a miracle for him to come back, but whenever the helmet cam comes out, Timmy gets a lot of friends down there. Everybody likes to go over there and give the old number one. Now they're trying
whose helmet is using.
Trying to sneak it and make sure that the coaches don't see him there.
Yeomans from the 37-yard line. Looking for a receiver. Now decides to come back the other way. Gully grabs a hold of him, and now he is just corralled. He got back to the line of scrimmage, but that clock is moving. And a timeout called by East Bay. Helmet cam.
That's scary, isn't it? Helmet cam.
Yeah, really, Timmy might put a patent on that. Our sideline cameraman for many years, Tim Hoffman. That almost looked like the
stat just in, the most amazing stat of the season, brought to me by the director at Bacher. Tim Hoffman has not been run over on the season. He is legendary for getting run over there. And
like the Energizer Bunny. Takes the hit and keeps on going on the sidelines. Continues to work.
There he is. Give us a good old smile. Hey, there's Timmy, giving us the wave. I'll tell you what, he's lucky he didn't get hit. Like Fabrizio laid out Torrey Jones in the first half, because then Timmy probably wouldn't be back on the sideline.
I don't think anybody wants to get hit by Fabrizio. Gonna have to think up a good nickname for him. He's going to be around a couple more seasons. Yeah,
Ed Bacher,
the Fab Four.
Ed Bacher's on a roll. He's going with Fab Four already. They have to give Ed a headset and bring him up here. Get a third man in the booth.
Here's Yeomans. Almost falls down, unloads, throws it, and almost picked off and caught by Doby at around the 44-yard line, but the clock continues to roll down to 26.5 seconds now. No time to spike it for Yeomans. It is 4th down. And the ball game, and East Bay looking to get a play. Now under 10 seconds remaining. Yeomans gives it to Chajo McDaniel. McDaniel needs to get out of bounds. And they're going to let it go. That is it. The Seminole Warhawks win and advance. They defeat the East Bay Indians 18-6 in the first round of the postseason. Here for the Warhawks may have thought this game down 6-3, they're going to have to get something going, but if not for a block punt by Marvin Elliott, really changed this game, turned the tide and momentum for the Warhawk faithful.
Well, that's perfect, Eric, because you're talking about that. Marvin Elliott leading the field was telling the fans to get excited. He was telling them to get more into this football game. But what does he do? He goes out, blocks a punt, returns it for a touchdown. Got the fans back involved in the football game.
Well, the Warhawks will be back at home again next Friday night. As of now, they have a 12-point victory over Hillsborough County's East Bay Indians. I want you to stay with us. We'll be right back with our post-game show. The Seminole Warhawks, 11-0 on the season, win in advance. We're back after this. Welcome back to the high school football game of the week. Eric Keaton alongside Seminole defensive lineman Stephen Kay. It's been about more than 20 years since you weren't even born yet, since the last time Seminole had won a playoff game. And tonight you guys faced East Bay, a wishbone offense. How tough of a challenge was that for you guys? You hadn't seen one like that all year.
No, we came in, we really didn't know what we were getting into, but we studied film real good, and our coaches prepared us real well, and we just played like we always play. People told us that we didn't play the competition of other teams, but, you know, we came through and proved that Pinellas County can play football.
Steve, how quick was that quarterback over there in Bruce Yeomans?
Oh, God, he was quick. Him and number 20, I don't know number 20's name, but they were elusive. Every time they got the ball, I was like, oh, man, not again, because number 20 reminded me of Danielle Williams, and that quarterback, they told us before the game he was a sprinter and he was fast, and I was holding my breath every time he had the ball.
All right, Steve, congratulations. You win in advance. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in Marvin Elliott. He really turned around this game with the block punt. Marvin, go ahead and come in here, getting congratulations from one of his teammates. Marvin, congratulations. That was one heck of a block punt. You've been getting close. Did you tell the coach, look, I think I can get the next one?
Yeah, I kept telling him because we work on it in practice, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting this in the game. And I told Joey, this man on side of me, I was like, yeah, I got this. And I was like, Coach, yeah, I got this. Just do it again. And I got it.
Marvin, what was the mood at halftime? You guys are down 6-8, gave up a really big play to Yeomans. What did Coach tell you guys?
He just said, keep your head up and do good at second half. And that's what we did.
All right, Marvin, congratulations. Good luck next week against your next opponent. Let's go ahead and bring in the coach. Coach Roper, game in hand, 18-6, and we're up in the booth going, what are they doing with the fake punt?
Well, that's a good question. I'm going to ask them when I get in the locker room, because we had worked on that in practice, and we just made the call, and if it's there, then, TJ, he went ahead and executed the play well. Marvin made a good catch.
Now, Coach, you faced a wishbone for the first time this season. How would you say your team did tonight against an East Bay team? They played 5 playoff teams over there tonight.
I think we did well, considering that we don't see that offense anymore, and it's misdirection, which we see a lot of misdirection in practice with our offense. So I think that helped us some, and the fact that we knew coming in that they weren't real strong in the passing department. So if we could get up on them, then try to force them to throw the football, then that would be an advantage for us.
When you explain this season, and each game is just another different star on another night. Tonight, Marvin Elliott, the block punt really turned the game around.
We've had just huge plays like that. I go back to the Largo game. We come out, we're behind in that game. We do a play action pass, hit the tight end, and it just snowballed, and we started rolling from there, and the momentum just gets up, and I guess we're just a second half ball club this year.
What do you do to prepare for next week, because you have the Thanksgiving holiday?
We're telling them they're going to eat turkey late, but we're going to be there.
All right, Coach, congratulations. First victory for Seminole High School in many years here, and next week they'll try to do it again. Stay with us. Brian and I will be back. We'll recap the second half. Once again, a 12-point victory for Seminole. Back at Warhawk Country to wrap up this game. The East Bay Indians lose it by 12. Second half highlights. Eric Keaton and Brian Siracusa with you in the second half. Thompson ready to punt, but Marvin Elliott blocks it, returns it 5 yards for the touchdown.
You see Marvin Elliott coming out around the corner. We're going to get another look at this, but Marvin Elliott the whole night long, 3 straight times, almost in on it, finally gets there. He was inches every time, getting closer. Hard work paid off, and the whereabouts to pick it up and take it in and change the momentum of the football game, Eric.
That made the score 10-6 Seminole. They would get the football back, drive down the field, give it to Eric Hunter. Big Game Hunter.
Big Game Hunter, as he's now called. We're just giving all these Seminoles nicknames. And the reason, they all step up in different nights. Eric Hunter, last time at Largo, again tonight, having another big game.
Danielle Williams, the 2-point conversion, made it 18-6. That's good to be our final score. You see the stats. A lot of the field position belonged to Seminole in the second half. The 1 turnover, it's not really counted as a turnover. You do not see the block punt there. Total yards about the same. And once Seminole got on top, East Bay had to put the football in the air. It's something they don't do well.
Well, you said that 100% right, Eric. And the fact that the big play was the special teams, that you really don't see in the stats. You see total yardage the same, but that turned the football game around. It made it a different football game. And then you have the fake punt towards the end. That just salted away the chance that East Bay really had to get back into it.
Next week, the day after Thanksgiving, we really don't know where we'll be right now for the postseason playoff game. We could be back here at Seminole. We could be at CCC. We could be at Tarpon Springs. Really depends on the way the playoff picture looks, Brian.
Well, it does, and that's a good thing. In years past, Pinellas County was really struggling to see if we're going to have a game at all. Now we have choices, and it's just great to see. Pinellas County has really stepped up its level of play.
All right, once again, our final score, Seminole wins this one by 12, 18-6. They are 11-0. They will play at home home again next Friday. For my broadcast partner, Brian Siracusa, I'm Ed Bacher. And now to close out this game, let's meet the rest of the Time Warner crew. Have a good one, everybody.
Brian Siracusa, sports producer, color analyst, sometimes sideline reporter, Clearwater Central Catholic.
Eric Keaton, the play-by-play announcer of Potomac High School, Dumfries, Virginia.
Ed Bacher, director, Fargo High School. Go Pack.
Bob Herman, technical director, the Seminole High School.
Paul Kitwood, audio, the Seminole High School. Dimitri, graphics, Hillcrest High School, New York.
Marshall Morris, play-by-play camera, Lyman Ward Military Academy, Camp Hill, Alabama.
Glenn Richard, camera guy, Northeast High School, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Tim Hoffman, handheld camera and helmet cam, Grissom High School, Huntsville, Alabama.
Nick Sabatini, in-zone camera, Dixie Holland High School.
Neil Collins, production assistant, South Woodby High School, Langley, Washington.
Nick Borges, production assistant, but I usually just get fast food, Palm Harbor.
Ron Pryor, Master Control, Mounds View High School, Minnesota.
Donna Stipos, Program Coordinator, Balboa High School, Panama Canal Zone.
Rusty Lisk, Engineering, Dunedin High School.
Barry Hyde, statistician, the one and only Largo High School.